Hey, what's up, guys? Shuckle King here, coach of your Philadelphia Absols, and we got week 1 of the Eon World Tourney against Onesiebanette, coach of the Birmingham Spritzies. And it's great to be back playing on Wi-Fi. Oh man, I haven't done that in a while, so it's nice to be back. It feels a little bit more authentic playing on Wi-Fi as opposed to playing on Showdown. Showdown can be a little bit more mechanical and a little mathematical because you know a little bit better EV spreads and such compared to Wi-Fi. You can still figure it out on Wi-Fi, it's just a little bit harder. But anyway, Onesie's team consists of Zapdos, Sylveon, Goodra, Skarmory, Salazzle, Melodic, Crocodile, Mienshao, Duosion, Onesiebanette, and Blossom. couple weird things at the end there, but the first 8 mons that he has are all really good mons, and like for most teams, they would probably be brought most games, like in a season in general. He has 8 mons that he can pick from that list. So while I feel like he doesn't have the top tier talent, like Zapdos is his top threat, and like that's pretty underwhelming for a number 1 like top Pokemon. He has a lot of depth on his team, so it's going to be a little bit annoying to break, and not necessarily sure which 6 out of the 8 he's going to bring. Though I honestly think Onesiebanette has a pretty good matchup against me. I do have Mew and Megalodios on the team, so anything that can counter Psychics is probably something you want to bring. But anyway, before I get into this, hit the like button if you guys like what I'm doing, and consider throwing off a subscription, and throw a comment if you think the 6 Pokemon I brought made sense and how you thought the battle went. So my game plan going into this is that I feel like I win with Manaphy. Now, Zapdos can be a little bit annoying, but his team is pretty slow otherwise. Zapdos speed ties, we have Salazzle, that is outspeeds me, but I don't care too much about Salazzle, especially because Salazzle's not a Z-move user. A Z-move user is Zapdos. So Z Zapdos is certainly threatening, and Mienshao also outspeeds and does a little bit more damage with, if he's like Life Orb, High Jump Kick, then he probably kills, especially if he's Reckless. So I do have to watch out for that, but I do have 2 Psychic types, so that's a little bit of somewhat of a hard bring if he's Reckless, High Jump Kick. But I feel like I win with Manaphy, pretty straightforward, and I had to figure out ways to get around Zapdos and Mienshao are the 2 issues. So I want to break those 2 mons. So I will throw out the first mon we got here is Manaphy. I do have Wakanberry, so I will be able to at least somewhat take on Zapdos. A Z Thunderbolt is going to hurt, but it's not going to kill, especially with the Wakanberry. It might have, if I take some chip damage, so I do have to watch out for that. It might be tough for me to get a Tail Glow up if the Zapdos is live. I might just have to hope I beat the speed tie, because I would imagine he's going to run max speed to try to speed tie my Manaphy. But I have Tail Glow Surf, hits a little bit harder, like it 2 KOs a Sylveon, where Scald doesn't necessarily 2 KO. I could just go for a second Tail Glow, but it would leave me a lot weakened and a little bit easier to revenge kill with like a Salazzle. Ice Beam hits the Zapdos harder than a Surf would, and also hits the Blossom, not that I feel like it's going to come. And Energy Ball is there only for the Melodic. So Manaphy, feel like it has a great chance to win this game. So with Zapdos and Mienshao being an issue, I had to figure out ways to handle those. And his team isn't that fast. So another mon that I figured would work really well is Choice Scarf Darmanitan. Now this gets pretty hard walled by Melodic. I have really nothing to hit it. I consider going like with a Belly Drum set, but even at +6, I don't even think I'd kill with any move, which is just crazy if he's a Flame Orb set, which is just crazy how bulky Melodic is. But Flare Blitz, U-Turn, Rock Slide, Fire Punch, it's going to hit his team really hard. It could even 2 KO the Goodra, unless if he's like physically defensive, and it nukes the Skarmory as his like main physical wall. Crocodile's an issue with Intimidate. I still 2 KO, but obviously he'll KO me back and return with Earthquake, so I have to be careful around that. I have to go for a U-Turn plus an Earthquake. But I also figure he's going to be Scarfed, so I just got to throw that out there. Rock Slide is there to hit the Salazzle, and in case like the Skarmory comes in, at least I'll be able to hit it if I have to go for a Rock Slide. So that's the Darmanitan there. It should handle the Skarmory really well. So I feel like Skarmory is also pretty annoying to wear down, just because I have a couple Psychic types, so I can't Toxic Stall this Skarmory. And Skarmory could set up spikes on my Ferrothorn, which would be pretty problematic because I don't have Hazard removal on this team. So Melodic is a pretty hard wall for Darmanitan. I will have answers later on for it. But I figured another mod that honestly could probably 6-0 this game, given the right circumstances, is Mew. With Colbur Berry to take on, I imagine the Crocodile is going to be Choice Scarf. So to take a Scarf knockoff from the Crocodile, then I can Will-O-Wisp and then Roost up. Because he's going to most likely be Scarfed, he can't taunt me. And even if he does try to taunt me, I'll at least get a Will-O-Wisp off before he throws off a taunt. And if he's not Choice Scarf, then I throw off a Will-O-Wisp and he won't be able to do anything to me. So, Psychic's just for general damage, taunt to make sure the Melodic and the Sylveon can't heal up respectively on me, same with the Skarmory. And I can wear everything on his team down. And the things that are faster, Mienshao and Salazzle, get bossed for a Psychic. So, they really got to watch out for that. This Mew can just win the game, and hopefully it does. And this is a very good answer for the Zapdos, so I can taunt it to make sure it doesn't roost up, so it can take on my Manaphy as well, and it can also handle the Mienshao with Psychic. So the next Pokemon I have on my team that can just flat out break a lot of things is Mega Latios. I have Calm Mind, Recover, Draco Meter, and Psyshock. Draco Meter, I have not max special attack. I have 132 special attack. EVs that allow me to OHKO max HP Zapdos at +1. Again, I could probably get the +2 on it, but he might have Toxic. And while Mega Latios would still kill, it would limit its long-term longevity. Well, its long-term capability to sweep late game. Draco just hits really hard. It does like 80% at +1 to a Skarmory, so I could 2 a KO it with a +1 Draco plus a -1 Draco Meteor. And Psyshock is there to hit the Sylveon harder. Even though he could be max defensive, I would dead. He'd probably want more Spadef to take on Mega Latios better. So I feel like this set can do really well. He has a Crocodile, again, it's probably going to be Scarfed, but I will be able to kill Crocodile at +1 if he's not Scarfed. So again, I'm pretty confident Crook's going to be Scarfed. So Melodic is still a little bit annoying, though I mean I can Calm Mind on it. He could have Haze and prevent my Latios from doing as much because they could just recover and stall. Though if he's Haze Melodic, then at least when I get to a negative drops with Draco Meteor, I will get back up to neutral. So you will have to watch out there for Melodic. But next Pokemon I have to take on Melodic really well is Ferrothorn. And Ferrothorn also takes on somewhat the Zapdos. So like, I know he's not going to be substitute with the Zapdos, so I can at least get a Toxic off and eventually wear it down, or a Leech Seed if I need recovery. He's going to have Heat Wave to burn my Berry on Ferrothorn, but I'm okay with that. If I can get a Toxic off and stall it out, then I'm definitely okay with that exchange because I'm trying to set up Manaphy to win this game. Stealth Rocks to get Rocks up. Also breaks the Sturdy from Skarmory if I potentially need that to kill with Manaphy to prevent him from just living on 1 HP and whirlwinding me out. And Power Up just for overall damage. And the last Pokemon I have, I feel like Zapdos and Skarmory are still pretty annoying, so I do want a way to break those in addition to Ferrothorn, because Ferrothorn is not the most reliable way to take out Zapdos because it could have Heat Wave, and not the most reliable way to take out Skarmory because Skarm can just set up spikes all over me. And I really don't want that ideally. So, last Pokemon I have is a pretty cool Diancie set, an offensive Diancie set with Power Gem boosted by Rocky MZ. That'll kill Skarmory at +1 special attack. It'll do a ton of damage to Zapdos. If I get a Rock Polish up and he's not Toy Scarfed Crocodile, then I really go in with a combination of Moonblast or Power Gem. And it is kind of a weird spread of max special attack and max speed. But max speed actually allows me to outspeed Melodic by 1 speed point and allows me to outspeed Goodra by 2 speed points. So he decides to not run any speed on either of those mons, I will be able to outspeed before Melodic can go for a Haze and get off a powerful Power Gem. I think it does I think it definitely kills a +1 Z Power Gem into a regular Power Gem will kill Melodic. So that's pretty powerful. So hopefully this Diancie can do some damage. The Goodra might not have steel coverage. I don't think Scarberry's could have steel coverage. And he might overlook this mon a little bit. So hopefully this Diancie really puts in work. But that's my team. Let's get right into the game. Alright, here we are for the battle against Onesiebanette. As we can see here, my Mega Latios really pops off actually. He doesn't bring his Sylveon or his Skarmory, which are two things I really expect he was going to bring for the Mega Latios. So that's definitely going to go in. Darmanitan's a little less useful just because he didn't bring those two. He needs like this Lazlat speed, Choice Scarf, Crooked Out speed, and a Melodic there, which is annoying, as well as Static Zapdos. Manaphy can still win this game, but I do have to watch out for Mienshao and Zapdos, so I do have a Conberry to kind of neuter it. Anything else I see here? No Onesiebanette, which was pretty surprising because I have double Psychic types on my team. So I'm pretty happy about that. Not terribly surprised otherwise with everything else that he brought with the team. But yeah, hopefully my Mega Latios goes in and my Manaphy. So I'm going to be supporting both of those mons to try to win this game. So I'm going to lead with Darmanitan because I think the only Stealth Rocket that he has is the Crocodile. So that might mean that he's not a Choice Scarf set at this point, which I would feel like is pretty weird. I'm pretty convinced he's going to be Choice Scarf, but he could be Choice Scarf with Rocks. But I feel like it's pretty safe for me to lead with Darmanitan and just U-turn out. But he leads with Mienshao, which is pretty unfortunate for me because he could kill with Reckless High Jump Kick, and I don't want that to happen this early on. So I'm going to go to my Mew, which is a safe play, and let him hit me with a pretty powerful High Jump Kick. But instead he goes for the Fake Out, so I know he's not Scarred, which is great information to know. I know my Darm can just neuter this later on. But he has Life Orb, so that's definitely going to be annoying. And then he goes for the U-turn and does a lot of damage in return, especially because I'm not defense-oriented and I don't have leftovers, so I'm not going to be recovering as much HP. I'm not taking as many hits from anything that's not Crocodile. If I do go for the Will-O-Wisp, predicting him to go into the Crocodile here, expecting it to be Choice Scarf and me just go for a Psychic, but he goes into the Zapdos, which I'm perfectly fine with. Because as long as I can get damage off on this, I could hopefully Revenge Kill with my Manaphy later on in the game or my Mega Latios. So I'm going to Roost here and scat out what type I said he is. And see how much damage he does. My Mew's not as useful at this point just because of how low he got with the Mienshao. And he goes for a Thunderbolt here. And he does a lot of damage. So this shows that he's actually not even modest. Well, he could be modest, but he's doing more damage than a modest Zapdos would be doing. So I'm pretty sure that he's Magnet Zapdos based on the damage that he's dealt. And he's probably timid, which means that he speeds ties with me. So I really don't gain much from going for Roost unless I want to kill myself. So either go for the Psychic and do a lot of damage, or I'm going to switch out of my Ferrothorn. And then from here I'm going to double in from my Ferrothorn into my Mega Latios and just hope he doesn't predict that. So he goes through the Thunderbolt here, and that damage confirms that he is Magnet, which is a very interesting set. And then I'm going to double out into my Latios, predicting him to go for the Heat Wave, and hopefully he doesn't get a burn off of me or just goes for any type of like status move. But he goes for the Heat Wave as I predicted, and I take that no problems, and fortunately don't get the burn here. And he doesn't have a switch into Draco Meter at this point. I'm going to fire one off. He could be Special Defensive Melodic and take it on okay, but I could even Calm Mind in his face, but I could just switch out back into Ferrothorn to get up my rocks. So I'm okay with that exchange. But figuring that he's max Special Attack and max Speed, I'm going to go for the Draco, and I will kill if he is that spread. And so we can see here he does die, so I'm guessing he was a speedy set to speed tie my Manaphy. Now my Manaphy really goes in with the Zapdos being dead. The only thing I really have to watch out for is Mienshao with a Fake Out plus High Jump Kick. He probably will knock me out with the combination of the two hits. And the Crocodile being Choice Scarf is going to do decent damage. It wouldn't kill me, but I have to watch out for it. But I could be a little bit more reckless in trying this setup because I don't have to worry about these Zapdos. He brings in the Goodra. And I don't want my Latios to die to either a Choice Scarf or Choice Specs Goodra, because I wouldn't be able to kill if he was Choice Specs and he would kill me in return. So I'm going to sack off my Mew, hoping he was going to go for the Draco, so he'd be at that -2 Special Attack. And at that point, I can go back into my Mega Latios and set up Calm Minds if he wants to stay in. I could go into DNC here, but the problem is I don't outspeed a Crocodile. If I have a Rock Polish up, I need 2 Rock Polishes up, and I feel like that would be way too hard to try to set up. Though it's definitely possible. I also don't kill the Melodic unless I'm at +2 Special Attack. So that's why I didn't go into my dance. I need a little bit more chip damage on the team before I could set up with that. And I could have gone into Manaphy, but I feel like he has enough answers to it that it's not worth it. So as you see, he's firing off Draco Meteors based on the damage that he dealt. And with the HP I'm at with +1, I know he's not max special attack invested, so that's going to know he's probably a little bit more of a bulkier spread. And he just keeps going for the Dracos. The miss there it's a little unfortunate. Now I'm going for Calm Mind, so I mean I'm playing the game of if he crits me with Draco Meteor, then I'm in a really bad situation. So any miss that he has lowers the chance of him landing a critical hit. So that's unfortunate in that regard. Otherwise, I could have just recovered off all that HP. And right now, for a couple turns, I'm going to be going for Calm Mind and Roost as he just stays in and goes for Dracos. And I know what he's trying to do, and I'm trying to prevent him from preventing him from doing what he wants to do. So he's okay with me killing off this Goodra right here with my Megaladios because he wants to revenge kill me with Crunch Crocodile. At this point, I'm going to kill the Goodra with Psyshock. It was actually a critical hit, and it could have been a roll against a Goodra, so that was, again, a little bit unfortunate. It might not make that much of a difference, but the main difference there is he can't have another chance to crit me with a Draco Meteor again. Otherwise, I could have recovered that HP with Roost, but he doesn't get that extra opportunity to try to crit me with Draco Meteor. So I do force him to go into Crocodile here, and I know he has Crunch. He can't kill me with a Jolly Crunch unless he gets a max roll. If he's Adamant, then he has about a 50-50 chance to knock me out with a Crunch. And I know he has Crunch because Foul Play or Knockoff wouldn't be doing enough. So he has Choice Scarf, he goes for the Crunch, and he does not get the kill. He gets a lower roll, and turns out that he was Adamant. I found out after the game, so that was a pretty pivotal part in the game. I was trying to stay as high as possible in the Goodra to make sure that he couldn't kill me with Crunch, and I do fortunately get the roll in my favor. So now he's on a back foot, and I thought he was going to go to Mianchow to revenge kill me, but he goes into Salazzle. So I figured I can keep this Latios to hopefully recover up on the Melodic, because Melodic can be a little bit annoying even if I have a Thorough. So I'm going to my Dormanitan, maybe bluffing that I'm just trying to sack this off. I also really can't do much to the Melodic anyway, so I am kind of sacking it off, but I do go for the Rock Slide. He doesn't expect me to be Scarfed. I don't think he expects me to make that play of switching out into my Dormanitan, so I do actually catch this Salazzle here, which is really cool. I'm not quite sure what his Salazzle set was, I don't remember. But he goes into Melodic, knowing that I'm Scarfed. But I can go into Ferrothorn extremely freely. No point trying to go into Manaphy if he has Toxic or Haze. That's not going to do anything. I want to get up Leech Seeds and Toxics. He goes for a Coil. It's actually a little bit problematic, but as long as I have Leech Seed and a Toxic up, he won't be able to do anything to me. And he doesn't show a Flame Orb at this point, so that makes it even easier for me to wear him down with Toxic. He's going to go for the Scalds, which is definitely fair to try to get some burns on me. And I'm going to just go for the Leech Seed and wear this down. If he's Coil, Scald, Rest would be a little bit annoying, but I don't think he could really PP stall my entire team at this point, especially because Ferrothorn could take hits for days because he's only Scald, so he's not boosting his special attack. I'm basically recovering the same amount of HP from the Leech Seed as he's dealing off with the Scalds. And even if he gets a burn, it's only an extra 6% damage he's dealing each turn. So between Leech Seed and Toxic, I should rack up enough damage on his Melodic, where if he's not Rest, then it shouldn't be that problematic. And if he's Rest, Coil, and Scald, then Manaphy should be able to set up on this Melodic and win the game. So I'm in a really good spot right now. I'm just going to continuously stay in. At this point, he still hasn't gotten the Scald, so I'm going to go for the Power Whips just to wear it down. I really don't have a great switch in at this point. And he hasn't gotten the Scald burn in 3 moves, which is a little unfortunate, but as long as he doesn't have Rest, then it really doesn't matter. Even if he got a burn there, I'd just be doing a little bit less damage. But the Toxic is going to be wearing down on his Melodic, to where he is going to eventually die before I would die, even if he did get a burn on my side. But because he didn't get the burn, I'm going to actually switch out into my Manaphy and maybe he should be able to live at this point, and I should be able to recover any HP that the Melodic goes for with this gold, and hopefully set up a Tail Glow. He gets a burn, which doesn't make that big of a deal. So I'm going to set up a Tail Glow, trying to get as much differential as I can. If I do get the +3, then I might be able to take on the Mienshao with a Fake Out plus I Jump Kick. Probably not, but at least I kind of threaten the Melodic. But if he goes for the Haze, it's not that big of a deal. So I go for the Tail Glow, try to get the +3 so that way I can kill the Mienshao so he can't do any shenanigans. He goes for the Dragon Tail, which was surprising. If he gets me into Diancie or Mega Latios, that would be great. Mega Latios, it'd be weird just because Mienshao could Fake Out, and then I'd have to like switch around with my Ferrothorn and maybe try to preserve the Torrential. At that point, that'd be tough. If he brings in Diancie, I just win the game at that point because I kill with the Moonblast, and he shouldn't be able to kill me with Fake Out plus High Jump Kick. If he brings me on the Ferrothorn, I should be able to love this hit unless he gets a really high roll, just because I am max HP, max defensive Ferrothorn, and Ferrothorn is really bulky. So as we see here, he actually does get a roll, and he kills my Ferrothorn, which is unfortunate. I mean, I can't really say that much, especially what his miss with Draco earlier. It didn't make that much of a difference, I feel like, but the hacks was pretty clean in this game. I guess the Skull Burns would have been a little bit more helpful for him. But regardless, I'm able to revenge kill with my Mega Latios on the Mienshao. I figured he wouldn't have, what's the move? Feint on this set, Fake Out. U-turn Feint. High Jump Kick would be weird. Probably going to be knockoff. That's my game against Onesie. Win pretty convincingly 4-0. Good game. I'm very happy with the start to the league. Again, Wi-Fi battles are weird. Not that used to it, but I'm getting a little bit of the hang. But by the time I get the hang of it, we're going to be done with Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, and it'll be on the Switch, so it doesn't even mean much at all. But next week I play Vebsis, it's always a fun battle playing him. We go back and forth with all the different games that we've played in the past, and I imagine this game's going to be a lot more fun. We haven't played on Wi-Fi yet, so it's going to be a cool experience for sure. But really happy about Mega Latios getting all the kills as a second round pick. Still crazy there. Manaphy didn't come into as clutch if I wanted to, as I predicted earlier on, but again, figure that Mega Latios was going to go really hard in against Onesie's team because he didn't have the Sylveon or the Skarmory. So you just got to adjust your win conditions once you see what your opponent brings. So good game again, Onesie, and until next time, later guys.